Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Government Cheese Time, your favorite military and veteran take on Watch Tuesdays with Saturday Watch Chat. My name is Jason, and I'm one of your co-hosts. And to my left, actually to my left, because I'm looking at the screen, is Alex. I guess literally to my right would be Alex, but who cares? Alex is joined an
How you
undisclosed.
doing, man? How you doing?
Pretty good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Still at the hotel. I'm just finished training yesterday, and
Nice.
still at the hotel. We leave Arizona on Monday, so I was trying to freaking leave early, but too expensive, so the army said no.
Yeah, it's nuts, right? It's crazy the difference one day makes, or something like that. 1 or 2 days makes
Yeah,
for travel,
yeah.
man. The tickets are nuts.
It's because we're in the middle of nowhere, and there's no flights out of here.
Yeah, no, you are in the middle of nowhere. Like I've been in the middle of nowhere, and where you're at's even more the middle of nowhere
Yeah,
than where I've been.
I'm like,
Yeah, but
man.
yeah. So we don't want to forget our sponsor, our wonderful sponsor, Anti-Watch Watch Club. The AWWC is a 501c3 charitable organization that utilizes a drop style culture to support law enforcement, first responders, military and veterans, and basically through a whole series of monetary, social, humanitarian, and emotional support. You can get cool stuff like the flag behind me.
Yeah,
Alex has got some cool hats, Nalgene bottles, the whole nine.
yeah.
And all the proceeds go to the charitable organizations that they donate to. So go check them out at antiwatchclub.org. But Alex, first things first, because we always forget it.
Yeah,
What's on your wrist, buddy?
my Grand Seiko.
Oh, look at that.
There you go. There you go.
Oh man, that thing's snazzy.
And,
How's it doing out there in I would say in a less than humid environment?
Yeah. So the watches, I brought 3 watches, and they're all doing great, man. It's actually, it was pretty fun. I didn't use the Grand Seiko first because I'm doing a lot of I guess jamming with a lot of high power equipment.
Yeah.
And
Strawberry?
and I was like, okay, so what watch can I risk first? And I risked the Tissot. So I risked the Tissot first. And I went out there. I stood right next to the equipment this different equipment that we're using, pushing a lot of power, we're pushing over about 80 watts, 100 watts, and a lot of jamming and stuff like that. So a lot of signal RF and things like that. So stood right next to it, no issues at all, no change on timekeeping or nothing. So I decided to go and take the other 2. So next day I took the Oris, and then next day I took the Grand Seiko, and kept rotating.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty
You
cool.
should have filmed some. I know you can't, but you can imagine the commercial that would have been.
Exactly. A commercial would have been great. I kind of sneak out to be able to take some pictures of the desert, but yeah, where we were at, we couldn't take any.
Yeah, imagine the commercial. Do you stand next to a real life microwave that's more powerful than any microwave you've ever encountered?
Exactly.
If so, this watch can handle it. You know what I mean? But yeah,
exactly.
Oh, well, it sounds like you're having a good time at least.
Yeah, it was a good time. The heat was relentless, man. Like it was 110, 112 every single time, and there's no trees out here, so like we in the sun the whole time. I'm like, man, this is rough. You can't see it because the lighting on the hotel is kind of weird, but
yeah,
I'm like red.
Oh no, bro. It's funny too because it's the difference, like you being from Puerto Rico and me being from Southern California, right? Like you're out there like, man, this sucks. And I'm praying for no humidity. I'm like, bro, give me the desert. I'll take the desert all day because I'm like, it's a dry heat, man. It's a dry heat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no. On the wrist today, I got my
nice
left-hand drive Marathon GSAR.
Nice.
Courtesy of Wilson Watchworks out of North Carolina. Shout out Chris over there. I'm going to cover the process in a little bit. This is something, I had the TSAR for a long time and I sold it too. There's one of the pieces I sold to get the Grand Seiko, the SBGX 335.
Yeah.
And I watched something and I heard about a left-handed drive marathon. I was like, what? So, I went to the interwebs and, this guy's right in my backyard, essentially. I mean,
Yeah.
I want to cover the whole thing in a second, but it's man, it's freaking sweet, bro. Like I always wanted the Arctic dial. I always wanted a GSAR. You know what I mean? I like quartz, but like, all the dumb stuff we do, like videography,
Yeah.
stuff like that. You can do better video, I think, with an automatic sweep of any kind
Yeah.
than in a quartz tick, no matter how great the quartz tick is.
Yeah.
And, so when I saw it, I was like, oh man. And so let me just share the screen real quick. So for those of you at home that can't see, this is it right here. The Marathon Arctic GSAR, and it's the lefty.
Mm-hmm.
Standard stuff. Now, Chris, the owner, because I wanted to share some stuff, he shared his process with me, and when I read it, I thought to myself, I can't really tell this because to me, in the line of work I do, it just sounded like he figured out something that I'm sure other watchmakers, because he's an actual watchmaker, and I'll share a little bit of his story here. He's an actual watchmaker, so I'm sure other watchmakers could figure out what he's done. But when I read it, I felt like I'd be giving away some intellectual property.
Yeah.
There'd be some, some dude in his mom's basement, who's been, modding Seikos, which is not a bad thing, but
yeah,
I'd feel bad because, this gentleman, Chris, you read it, he's a NACCC member, so the National Association of Watch and Clock Collectors, but he also trained under some master watchmakers and former American Watch and Clock Institute, if I'm saying that right, the AWCI, and American Watchmakers Clockmakers Institute, and trained under there. He's also worked with a gentleman named George Hawkins, who is an actual local certified watchmaker. This guy was classically trained at the Paris School of Horology. So, the gentleman list his background. He was super easy to work with, answered all my dumb questions online. You can contact him. I'll put the links in the show notes. But he also makes his own watches. So like this W3, like this is a watch he makes in house, and he lists like where the case is imported from, the movement, what the movement it is it's imported from, like even like what he does for lubricants, the dial, where the dial comes from, the hand sets, the strap, et cetera, et cetera. He gives a 1 year parts and labor warranty on the mechanical movement. So I just wanted to shout him out, man, because the whole process was super, super duper easy. And I just got an awesome piece, man. Something that I've always kind of wanted. I think I'm becoming a weird, I don't know if it's weird, but what I would consider a non-traditional crown placement guy.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. I think we were talking, was it Cody the other day where Cody was joking around? He's like, I've transcended military watches. Shout out to Cody. Cody can't be here today because he's got real life stuff going on.
Yeah.
We just, we miss you, buddy. And, but we're glad you're having fun. But like Cody was like, I've kind of like, joking around, I've transcended the military pieces, and I've kind of realized that I don't want to, like my core collection, I want my core collection to be a little bit different. Not what everybody has, and I would say slightly beefy like me.
Yeah.
Because this thing is, man, like it's shout out Robert at Mushi. I got on a Mushi strap, which is what we're calling the before mentioned strap name that'll get you in trouble. So for Robert's company, this is a literal Mushi strap, a ribbed or fluted Mushi. But man, it's such a great piece, and you could tell he took his time, and he offers servicing for watches, and he breaks everything's on the website, broken down by price, really transparent, and I appreciate that. And got mailed out quickly, got to me, and I think I'm about a month away from doing a state of the collection. I think I want to do my state of the collection before wind up.
Yeah.
And but we've talked about that because we've had a lot of stuff in and out. And but yeah, that's my NWA. It's the left-hand drive Arctic GSAR, Government Search and Rescue, which is appropriate for government cheese time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dude, I love that watch, man. Like the I know what you're saying, man. It's like changing your collection to something that not everyone has. It's not the same all the time. Something that you don't see all the time on everyone else's wrist, or when you're wearing it, it still, captivates and stuff like that, and all that stuff. It's definitely where I think where everyone aspires to be. It's just hard for people to get to a place where they're not getting what everyone else is telling them to get.
Yeah, no, you're right. And for me, it was like, I just love the brutality of I think more like the GSAR, TSAR, all the dive range marathon.
Yeah.
I have a Pilot's Navigator. I don't wear it very much. It's a cool watch. My wife got it for me, so I'm never going to get rid of it. And I do pop it on occasionally. But it's like, I wore this to the beach yesterday, just kind of hung out all day with this thing at the beach. And it was just, I got a sapphire bezel insert for the 12-hour.
Yeah.
He was able to do that as well. But he offers a ruby blasted version of this. He does a panda version. So I think it's like the anthracite case with the white dial, like all the little different things that Marathon has to offer. He can swap them out. So it's just, if you're interested in one,
that's pretty cool.
I highly recommend it. Wilson Watchworks out of North Carolina.
Yeah.
And the owner name's Chris, and you can check him out. We'll put the link in the show notes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's a good looking watch, man. Congratulations, because it's great dimensions. It's biffy, but it's great dimensions.
Yeah, I love it, man. There's something about I know we can't hold. Let me see.
Yeah, bro, you can hear it. The damn noise canceling.
I know, bastards. But yeah. Oh man, just everything about it, man. I dig it. Knurled crown, bro. Like for me, I mean, knurled crown, man. I have I have my right hand's all jacked up, so derpy crown, derpy hand. I really enjoy the crown. It makes it easy to use. But for anyone that's actually interested in checking out I'll put a link in the show notes for this too. This is the American Watchmakers Clockmakers Institute. I just found out about it today when I looked at his site. I really did a deep dive on his site. And I think it's located in Ohio. Their mail address is in Ohio, Harrison, Ohio. But if anyone's interested in, becoming a watchmaker or a clockmaker, I mean, there's an American Institute to do so. And I'm going to deep dive this and take a look at it. I think it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
So you got any cool news, Alex? Anything for our, our status? Did you do anything cool? Did you do a cool interview or anything?
So, while I was here, I haven't done any interviews. I got the idea for the next episode.
Oh, wow.
Which I think is going to be cool. And it kind of goes with what you were talking about, collection and stuff like that. So that's going to be pretty cool. And I tried to do it this week. I just didn't have the time. And I didn't want to be yelling in my room at midnight. Trying to sleep. At night, coming back from training, don't have anything to do. Everything else is closed. Searching the web and stuff like that. I did get a new watch.
Oh yeah.
I did get a new watch, but I'm going to wait until next Saturday to show it. It got home already, and I'm pissed because I'm not there.
You know what else is at your house?
Yes, the shirt.
Yeah, baby.
I got the gun. My wife was telling me. My wife was like, look, you don't ever buy anything. You don't ever get anything for yourself. We go out, you don't get anything. We go to the stores, and it's like, I don't want anything. And then you leave, and you got like 4 packages, 4 or 5 packages. And I was like, well, it is what it is. Like every day, something else got there. It was like your shirt, the watch. It was everything. It was. You should
have told her. You should have told her, babe, I have a huge hole in my heart missing you, and the only way I can feel it is with capitalism.
Yeah, I got a couple of AWWC shirts.
Oh, nice.
So I got a bunch of stuff waiting for me. That is going to be great next Saturday to show everything.
Are you gonna change shirts like every 15 minutes?
Every 15 minutes, I'm gonna kind of
Put all four on.
Yeah,
just put all four on and just take one off.
Take one off.
Like, man, you've been lifting, bro. You're getting huge. Like, no, I got 4 shirts on. It's like, oh, okay.
Exactly.
That checks out.
Also, I got like some of the last stuff that I'm making with the Huadinki.
Oh, nice.
Word, and I'm to QC it and stuff. So I got there so I could QC it and stuff like that. So
Huadinki.
Yeah, Huadinki.
For all you Army guys, go out there and pick up some Huadinki merch. It's pretty legit.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's great, man.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is, like, I don't know if the Navy has an equivalent, right? Because you guys say, well, I think HUA started out as like an excitement thing, right? Like,
yeah,
probably like, hey guys, we're gonna jump out of this foxhole and charge a machine gun nest, and everyone's like, HUA, right? And then it turned into like, I think you say it for everything, like a what is it? It was like a comm check or a
everything.
Yeah.
Like even to say, you know, F off.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone's like, hey, I need you to go clean the latrine. You're like, HUA.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
If two soldiers get married, do they, instead of saying I do they say HUA?
They might.
So and so. You're like,
they might. They might.
Everyone in the crowd's like, what's going on?
I would just to mess with people.
I think your wife would probably do an about face and just leave.
Exactly.
Just like, I'm out.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, oh man. Well, I'm glad you're having a good time out there, bro. And shout out to your hotel's internet.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I was worried. I was worried.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, I was telling my wife, I'm like, well, Cody's out. She's like, she's like, isn't Alex like in some weird part of the country? I'm like, yeah. I said, it's like 9 minutes left. I don't know if he's gonna show up. She's like, how are you gonna talk about the stuff by yourself? I'm like, well, I'm really just glad last night I went and found a bunch of topics. So I'll talk about myself for like an hour. I was fully prepared. I was like cracking my neck. I was like, all right,
let's get it.
Yeah. I mean, other than that, for me, man, I went to that Heroes of the Deep charity dive event.
Yeah, I saw.
That was, Brock from Deep Sea EDC on Instagram. Check him out if you haven't seen him. And then Eric from Rico's Watches podcast. They held a inaugural charity dive event for Project Recover, who does the repatriation of military members post World War II and after. And they did it out of Lake Phoenix out in the middle. Bro, when I tell you middle of nowhere, Virginia, I almost ran over a turtle on the road, right? and the turtle was looking at me like, I can't believe you're taking this road. And I was like, I'm using Waze, man. Like Waze sends you in weird places. And then I almost ran over an orange snake. Yeah, orange snake, bro. And I was like, well, I'm leaving these guys alone. Yeah. And I would have normally got out and moved the turtle, but like there wasn't a car behind me for like 70 miles. Like that turtle could have took a nap on that road and then got up and walked away. And it looked like one of those turtles that could bite your finger off. And I'm just not trying to pick up a turtle, right? You know what I'm saying? But it was awesome, man. They did a charity event out there, and they were doing dives. Bill Yao from Tornik Rayville and Mark II was out there, and they held a raffle for a free watch.
Nice.
And now in I can't complain because I've won enough free watches in my life. I mean, I think if you win one, that's enough. But some lucky person won I can't remember if it was a Tornik Rayville or Mark II, but someone actually won a watch out there. They raised over $3,500 at last count from Brock for Project Recover. And then, so I hung out, I got there about like 4, the dive ended about 6. And then we went to this cool shout out Little Italy pizza place in the middle of nowhere, Virginia. Bro, we got like some pasta, and I had a Peroni, and then there was like a soft serve. Bro, this town was so small. It was like Italian pizza place, soft serve ice cream place, gas station. And this was like the main intersection, right? And everyone that came through the intersection, everyone made it a point to like rev their engines when they took off. Everyone. There was like an old lady. She was like 85, like in a Pontiac. She's like, brr. There's a guy in a motorcycle. You know, I'm like, and I was like, we were all like, oh man, this is interesting. But yeah, it was a great time, man. We got to shoot the stuff. tons of great guys. There's anyone that wants to find out about it. There's a podcast on my channel about it, and I kind of highlight everyone that has an Instagram feed on there. But it was my first time. I actually got to meet Eric for the first time. I got to meet Brock for the first time, and Brock and I work close to each other. So we're going to do some stuff in the future. And then next year when they do this event, I'm going to volunteer to work the booth with all the guys. And I actually might go try to get my dive certificate if I have enough time.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's pretty cool. I did see the post. I would typically catch up at night and in my bed alone. and I was able to see the post at night, and then when you released the episode, I did listen to it on my way out from the hotel to the middle of nowhere. So
nice. That's why I kept it short. Cool. I was like, Alex is going to listen to this on a crappy bus.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was pretty cool, man. I'm glad you were able to enjoy that, man. Like sometimes I feel like, man, like being in the middle of nowhere is like freaking, like even Fort Riley, like back in Fort Riley, like there's not that many people close to me.
Yeah.
It sucks. But that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool that you guys were able to do that together.
Yeah, I realized that I don't like being in the country. A little sketchy. Yeah. People are always like, aren't you like major cities? Like, are you scared? I'm like, nah, man. Like I grew up in the city. Man, going to the country though, like it's just it's
just different.
Yeah, much different. Like Waze was going to take me through the same back roads to come home at night.
Yeah.
I was like, nope. The first sign for the first freeway.
Yeah.
I saw the first sign for the first freeway, and I took the freeway to the other freeway, and it took like extra 10 minutes to get home. But I was like,
yeah.
But all in all, good time, man. I'm happy for those guys. They did a great job. Getting to talk to Bill from Tornik Rayville and Mark II. Bill's a great guy. Really interested in getting the history of the brands right, and honoring that legacy. Asked lots of questions. Pretty thorough. I got to see some stuff that he's doing for planning, and I'm not going to divulge anything, but crosses his I's and dots his T's, man, which I can appreciate, especially when it comes to stuff with historical provenance and all that stuff. So definitely a great time. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say thank you to Tom. Tom, Instagram's handle is Expedition16610.
Yeah.
But Tom Place. I got the Instagram handle right.
Yeah.
So we go up to pay for dinner, and I'm going to say it. They're like, oh, that gentleman over there took care of it. So freaking Tom paid for everyone's dinner.
Oh man, that's pretty cool.
It is cool. And the crazy part is that you're with like a bunch of bros, right? Like we're all broing out. So, each one of us is going to try to be like, to pay it.
Yeah.
And then Tom like ninja beat us to the punch.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Yeah. He's like, yeah, he paid for it. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
And shout out to the wait staff. It was pretty busy. You can tell it's like one of the few shows in town.
Yeah.
They did a good job of keeping the water and the Peroni filled. And I had a pretty good little chicken marsala, man. It wasn't bad.
Nice.
It wasn't bad. People aren't here for the marsala talk. So that's Alex and I's other podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah. We take traditional recipes and add government cheese into it every single time.
It's amazing.
So it'll be funny. But so the first thing we're here to talk about are a couple of pieces, right? So we're going to talk about a new release from Longines, a new release from Norcane, and a new release from G-Shock.
Mm-hmm.
So recently, Longines released this Hydro Conquest GMT.
Yep. And this is a rework basically of their Hydro Conquest, because they already had the Hydro Conquest. And I think that in the past, they probably noticed that what everyone complained about was the way they had the numbers. The numbers that they had, the 1269 was way too big for the rest of the watch. The crown protruded too much, so on and so on. And they fixed those things. And they first, week before this one, they came out with the regular Hydro Conquest, which it was the I guess the everyday Hydro Conquest, no diving vessel.
Yeah.
And then this then the week after they came out with this one, the GMT. It looks pretty good. I'm glad they did fix the weird numbers that they had in there. They went with a more traditional way of divers and stuff like that. It looks pretty good. I think it did Longines a favor.
Yeah. So
sure.
I was at a ball game. This tells you how bad these things are sometimes.
Yeah.
I was at a AAA baseball game one day, and I noticed a gentleman was wearing. I mean, it looked like a nice watch, and I thought it might have been a Longines from a ways away. And this was when I was still kind of new, and I hadn't really seen a Longines yet, because it hadn't dawned on me you can just go to a store and look at watches.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I was trying to be like freaking any National Geographic person trying to spot these things out in the wild. And the gentleman had a Hydro Conquest on, and I complimented him on it, and he's like, "Oh, you want to see it?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." So, and that I noticed the numbers. I was like, "Okay, you're never going to see anything about someone's piece," but you could tell it was really, really well made.
Yeah.
It pretty refined.
Yeah.
As far as the finishing and everything went, felt good, felt solid.
Yeah.
But the numbers were kind of weird.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's other watches that do the 1269, but those ones were just too big. And that was the problem. And I think that it's good for them to release it at a size that is not 44, and at the same time get rid of those numbers. They still, if you notice, they still did a difference on the markers for the 1269 from the other markers, but it doesn't look out of place. So it looks pretty good. And I think they're, they found success with the colorways that they did on the Legend line. So they're using the same colorways, and it looks good.
Yeah,
it looks good. And Longines does do a good watch. Very refined, very well made. You're still gonna get that long wingspan, man. You're still gonna get that. It's 41, but if I remember correctly from looking at it at midnight, it was like 51 millimeters lug to lug. So you're gonna get that pretty long wingspan. But it's a typical case, right? Like typical diving case is gonna last, style wise forever. So it looks really good. I like it. The crown doesn't protrude as much. Pretty cool.
I like this one a lot.
And then the other thing is the fact that they didn't do 3 time zones. Like it's a dive watch with a GMT complication.
Yeah,
I like that because I'm not timing 3 time zones. I'm timing 2.
I have a hard enough time timing my own time zone.
Exactly. So I appreciate the fact that they did it, even though they did it after Zodiac, but they did it. So, a dive vessel with a GMT complication, I think that makes more sense.
Yeah, so I agree.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's we'll go through some of the specs for it. My favorite spec from the top.
21 millimeters.
I hate to harp on this, but nothing says I care less about watch enthusiasts than a 21 millimeter lug width. Right?
Yeah.
It's like when you're a shoe company that doesn't make half size shoes.
Yeah.
You don't care. I mean, people have weird feet. Like I think my left foot's longer than my right foot. I mean, I'm almost positive it is. Because if I ever buy like a size 11.5 shoe, like I'm relegated to 11.5 because 12 is just too giant for my right foot.
Yeah.
But I think like I'm either squishing my left foot or I'm swimming in my right foot. Definitely first world problems, but
yeah, first world problems.
21 millimeter. Come on, Longines. Come on.
Yeah.
It's almost like they have a board meeting. They're like, "Hey, listen, we can only afford to fix these numbers. We've balanced the budget, and we can't afford to shave 1 millimeter off. I mean, they're literally not going to add anything to do this. You are actually using less metal. Like you would save more money if you redesigned the watch case to have 20 millimeter lugs. right?
Yeah.
Unless there's some kind of weird like engineering structural thing I don't know about. And if you take a millimeter off without embedding a millimeter somewhere else, like the watch case is going to implode or something. I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Because 41 millimeters is not a big case to have to go up
No.
to 21 millimeters from 20. Many people do it. It would look good. It's weird, man. Like the way Longines does it is always uneven, odd numbers. So
Yeah.
even if you look at the old Hydro Conquest, when it was 43, it would be, when it was 39 millimeters, it would be a 19 millimeter lug to lug or lug distance as opposed as a 20. So they and then if you went up to the 43, I think it still was 21 if I remember correctly. So they use odd numbers all the time, man.
Yeah.
It's just, it makes no sense, but it's their thing,
12
I guess.
Yeah, 12.9 millimeters thick. That's not too bad.
No,
Bro, it's only 105 grams.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's because it's on this one's on the strap. So I'd be interested
Yeah.
to see how much it costs.
It's ISO 764 standard, so that's good. And they do good movements. So
L844.
yeah, which they replace parts on the ETA movement and
Yeah,
basically make
72-hour power reserve.
Yeah.
It's the watch of alpine skier Michaela Schifrin.
Yeah.
If you want to go alpine skiing.
Yeah.
Do you think alpine skiers look down their nose at people that ski like in the Rockies? They're like,
probably. We know that every hobby is like that. So
yeah,
more than likely.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, more than likely.
This sounds like a gap for like Vortic to exploit, right? So like Longines is giving everyone that's alpine skiers watches. Like Vortic should be making a kind of a watch, really durable pocket watch transformation for people that ski in the Rockies because they're from Colorado. It's like you're missing a business opportunity, Vortic.
Yeah, I like
what do
it.
you think?
I think
you like it?
Yeah, I like it. I think it's a good move from Longines in order to capitalize on the regular dive watch, because they had a lot of success with these colorways with the new Legend divers, and I think that utilizing the same things that people loved about the Legend divers but putting it in the Hydro Conquest line, I think is a good move for them, because this is exactly the same colorways. So I think it's a good move.
Which colorway do you like the best? This green and gold.
If I was gonna buy it, I would probably buy either blue or black, because I'm whack like that. But
it makes sense.
I do like the green and gold, man. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty snazzy.
Yeah, it is nice.
What do you think about the price? $2,600.
$2,600, I think, for a regular diver needs to be less. It needs to be less from Longines, because they're very successful at providing watches at lower prices. The problem is that it's not that the watch is not worth it. I think that a lot of people are going to look, if it's a regular diver. The GMT, I think, is still going to move, man, because the Legend divers are at $3,000.
Oh, really?
And they're moving like crazy. So I think that at 26, it's probably going to move. It's probably going to move.
And Longines is way more popular, like in Asia, right?
Oh, dude, they're the only, let's say, typical big brand that is not Omega or Rolex that shows up in the top 10 most bought watches around the world every single year. The only brand. They sell the most. And the only reason why they're not higher is because their prices are so low. When you buy one Rolex, you're buying 18, Longines.
Yeah.
So it's not the same. But if they show up every year, so it's a really good brand, and other parts of the world love them for sure.
I love their logo, man. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah,
I love everything about that logo.
Yeah, they have history. They have really good watches. I think that for a long time they played the safe part, and I think going back to capitalizing on the Legend divers helped them out a lot, and releasing this ones on a more classical style, but at the same time with a lot of the same colorways and stuff that made the Legend Divers popular, I think is a good move for them. I think they're going to move
Nice.
a lot.
Nice. So win for you.
Win for me, yeah.
Win for me too. If I wanted a really snazzy
Yeah.
diver GMT, I think I'd hook it up.
Yeah.
All right. Good job, Longines. Not that you asked, but we're telling you. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, hold on, I got to answer this email from Longines. No, I don't.
Yeah.
Okay. So next on the stream is a Norcane.
Yeah, this is sexy, man. I saw it the other night. And the picture I saw was the close up and of the dial, and I was like, oh man. Yeah, that dial is a work of art.
I was excited because I thought the striation, whatever the freaking word is,
yeah,
on the dial were homage to the stretch marks inside my biceps from when I was a lot bigger. But I guess it's not. So I read it. It's about glacier stuff, and I'm like, oh, that's just as cool. I thought maybe it was homage to guys that used to be huge and
a little bit less cool, but you know.
Yeah. You're not getting my $4,600 now, Norcane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool, man. That dial is a work of art, and it shows a lot of work getting put into these watches.
Yeah, I think
so that's pretty cool. That's very, very good looking. Very good looking. So I like
if you
it.
get the bracelet 46, strap 42.
Yeah.
Some better pictures here.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. The golden cracks on the anthracite dial are inspired by the jagged crevasses of Khumbu Icefall, the most dangerous stage of the climb to Everest summit.
Yeah, that thing is crazy. Cost certified. Yeah.
Made by your favorite movement maker.
Kenesey. Yeah.
Doesn't that sound like it sounds less like a watchmaking company and more like some slightly shady organization that may or may not funnel weapons to third world countries.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it sounds like the bad organization of a James Bond movie.
Yeah. Kenesey's everywhere.
Kenesey.
We just said it too many times online, so next thing you know, we're gonna have someone parking on our doors.
Exactly. Yeah, but great movements. They definitely are one of the few brands that use them. So
yeah, it talks about having a traversing bridge with 2-point fixation to ensure that the timekeeping performance will not be hindered by powerful activity.
Mm-hmm.
Which I would say if you're climbing the mountain, any mountain, but Everest is probably hardcore activity. And then 10% of the proceeds from the sales of the Everest watches are going to go to the Butterfly Hell Project. It's a nonprofit that helps kids in Nepal get a quality education. So far, it's helped 50 kids.
Mm-hmm.
And recently completed construction of a hostel where these kids can stay during the week so they can attend their lessons. So school's good.
Nice.
To quote the 1980s, stay in school. Don't be a fool.
Mm-hmm.
Anthracite gray and gold dial. So stainless steel, 41 millimeters. That's a thick boy, bro.
That's a thick boy. Yeah.
14.94.
Yeah, that's a thick
millimeters. Boy. But Norcane, see, I can forgive this. I'm okay with this because I have a 7.5-inch wrist.
Yeah.
We've already established that people make too big of a deal out of this.
Yeah.
But this right here, not only does Norcane love the kids, Norcane appreciates us watch enthusiasts.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to say thank you, Norcane.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely it makes everything in the world right for them.
Yeah. You know what's interesting that we talked about the movement, Kenesey movement, all this other stuff. 70-hour power reserve. Talks about the dial, straps. Here's the thing I noticed. We joke about this, that Norcane allows you to
engrave,
engrave, right?
Yeah.
And I've never heard anyone complain about this.
Yeah, never.
But if you have the side of your what's the Invicta engraved,
yeah,
people get all bent out of shape.
even 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 regular like other watches. Like I know some people have engraved their watches on the side of the case, and people complain about it. It's not your watch. Like if they want to engrave it, who
Yeah.
cares? Like
Yeah.
it's their watch.
So it
It's
cost
just
$140 to engrave this thing.
yeah.
I would offer to Norcane, like if you charge them $4,600, just toss in the engraving for free. Because this is what I would get engraved on it as a joke. I would try to see if it would make it through QC.
To QC. I think
I
it
like
would,
this.
man, because I don't think they care. I think they'll put it in.
Hey, bro.
You're the one that spent the 140.
Oh yeah, you remember when Nike used? I think they still let you do it, but you used to. There was a time where you could like get your like gym bags,
Yeah,
stuff put on there, right? Personalized.
yeah.
I have since given this bag to my nephew, but I had a large gym duffel bag that they let me put LA Raiders on.
Oh, really?
Yes, dude, it showed up to the house and I could not believe it. I was like, bro, I got an LA Raiders bag. Like no one's got this.
Exactly.
And then I didn't use it because I used smaller gym bags. So I gave it to my nephew, who I don't think was as impressed with it. But
Yeah.
overall, I mean, like that dial's
It's a beautiful watch. It's a beautiful
man.
watch. I think that the dial is amazing. The fact that they, this is a work of art for sure. And I think it's a conversation starter for sure. So if you want to watch it, it's quality. Not a lot of people has it, and
Yeah,
it's unique. This is it for sure.
I wish they'd had a loom shot on there. I'd be interested to see.
Oh yeah, it would be pretty cool.
Yeah, because I would like, dude. Imagine if the crevasses glowed.
Load. Ooh.
Hey, maybe I'll get some loom tattoos done inside my stretch marks inside my biceps.
You see, we're solving first world problems here.
Yeah, we're solving first world problems here on Government Cheese Time. But yeah, so win for you.
I think it's a win. Yeah, I think the people that they're very into Norcan are gonna like it, and I think people that are not into the brand are still gonna like it. It's a very snazzy watch.
They're pretty cool. I think it's pretty sweet. And handle a couple Norcanes and they're really nice watches.
Yeah.
Pretty snazzy. Win for me too. All right, so now we're on to your favorite. This is going to be Alex's favorite watch, and who doesn't love a G-Shock, especially a Frogman? So this is the 30th. What's the 40th and Frogman 30th anniversary? So it's like a dual anniversary, right?
Yeah.
Which is probably not a good thing to have if you're married.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Not a good thing.
No. Okay for a watch.
Exactly.
Not okay if you're married.
Exactly.
Anniversaries. But it's the 40th G-Shock anniversary and the Frogman 30th anniversary. And this is the MRG Frogman. MRG Bravo Foxtrot 1000 Echo 1 Alpha 9. Coming in at a tasty $6,400. I wonder how much it is at the dude, go to the PX today and see how much it is.
Dude, I'm telling you, I already went and looked at watches in this PX. And dude, no, I just no. Like I'll just go buy a Grand Seiko.
Yeah.
Like this is it's crazy. I just don't understand it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
$6,400. Oh, well, that was only $600.
And it's just that one, that other one, yeah.
So it celebrates 2 anniversaries. They talk about comes with a Durasoft floor rubber band.
Yeah.
They got an accessory replacement bracelet. The darkest pictures I've ever seen of a bracelet in my life.
Yeah.
And you can't go picture to picture. Again, G-Shock,
Nice.
I got you.
For $6,400, and they can't even make the pictures to go from one to another.
Oh man, we had someone show up. Morning, Robert.
Good morning, man. Good morning. Yeah. No, man. Like, it's a cool watch. Like the MRGs are cool watches, but not for $6,400.
No, man.
I mean, Mr. Wonderful is the only one that's going to buy this thing, and he wants it in red.
Oh yeah, you know he wants it in red.
So like, I don't get it. Like, there is plenty of G-Shocks that do everything that this watch does, basically, and don't cost $6,400.
Yeah.
Like, is that coin gold? Is that gold for real?
Now, if it is, I mean, what's gold going
Maybe
for?
that's the reason why.
2,200 an ounce or something.
Like
Yeah.
man.
The Frogman came out back in 1993.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's the year I joined the Navy.
You're aging yourself now.
That was a long time ago, bro.
Pure titanium is treated with deep layer hardening process, DLC, coated gold color. Yeah, I mean,
an intricate combination of over 70 exterior components. Okay. So that just tells me there's more stuff to break.
Yeah, it's a lot of small pieces that, it's not one piece. It's just a lot of individual small pieces. And I'm not saying G-Shock is not going to, or Casio is not going to execute it well, but that price, like Robert said, it is silly as hell.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. There is no reasoning. There's no reason. If you told me, hey, we're selling this at $6,400 because the watch costs $600 or $400, and we're going to donate the rest to this organization, whatever it is, there is a reason for it. But there is no reasoning for this. Like, it has absolutely nothing that makes it worth $6,400.
Oh, it's small too, man. 56 by 49.7 by 18.6 millimeters. Wear that with a suit.
This is for you, man. This is for you only.
Bro, there's no stealth wealth with this. Not that I even have any wealth, because I don't. But like,
yeah, no.
It's tough solar. Hey, look, it's radio controlled multi-band. We can't even wear it at work.
The thing is, man, I can jam this damn watch. That's for sure.
I can jam the hell out of this watch.
I'll tell you what, man. It's silly. It's just ridiculous. I don't see it at this price point. I don't think anyone is going to take this watch over, unless you're a millionaire and you're buying it just because you want to be able to say that you have a Frogman that costs $6,400, and be silly like that. Because if I was in a place and they show me, hey, met this guy who's a millionaire and look at his watch, I'm gonna laugh at your face because you just bought a $400 watch for $6,400.
Yeah.
So
I think sometimes too, like, I mean, I get it. All anyone has to do is go online and Google G-Shocks, right? Like, especially some of the Japanese websites. There has not been a shortage of expensive G-Shocks for a while. They're out there. I mean, if you want to spend $2,000 or $3,000, they have G-Shocks that are $2,000 to $3,000.
Yeah.
And they also have G-Shocks that are like $79 at the exchange. So you can get a tough solar at the exchange, bro, for what, like $90?
$90 is sometimes $90 sell for $35.
Yeah, I mean it's not always super expensive. Now they're only making 700 of these, but I think like they show this picture down here of it with the original one.
Yeah.
Right. And my thing is like, I think the smart moves in this day and age are to take. Not that we're a car podcast, but have you seen the Land Cruiser 70 that's only being released in Australia?
Yeah.
Toyota. Like, in the words of Doug DeMuro, if you ever watch his channel, WTF Toyota. Bro, like if they had brought that Land Cruiser 70 here to the States, I would have took my relatively new vehicle in and traded in on that thing immediately.
Yeah. I mean,
because I think you should honor the old stuff, right? Like you have I don't know. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off.
No. I was going to say, like, even to relate it to watches, like Seiko did the same thing and released watches in Australia that they don't release in the United States, and everyone in the United States wants it, because like you were going to say, like, taking something old and moving it to now is a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, because you have like you can, and I understand like the shape's not going to be exactly the same, and
Yeah, no.
but upgraded components, upgraded materials,
Mhm.
upgraded processes, and I get it. Like the supercar people are going to be like, it's not a real Land Cruiser because it doesn't have like a V8 in it.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. It's not a full body on frame. Blah 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 blah. All right, I get it. But they could have made like the simple Land Cruiser, brought it here, did the 70, which is a homage to the 1970s, and then like if it sells pretty good, then you make okay, like the next year we're gonna make a Land Cruiser 70 that's like a pro. Like they got the TRD Pro already for
Mhm,
Toyota,
mhm.
so you make a pro version which gives people like the V8, the full body on frame, or what and
Yeah,
like all the stuff they want, and then you charge a premium price for it. They'll be upset about it, but I mean, at a certain point, like you can't have everything you want.
yeah,
But I think if Toyota's going to make like 5,000 to 10,000 units of this, or make it a build on demand kind of thing, then it's obvious that it warrants the premium price for that. But like for this, they could have easily made this thing in an upgraded version, you know, and then sold it for a little bit less than 6,000. I don't know, man.
yeah. No, I mean you see the cues from the old one to the new one, but yeah, I just thumbs down for me, man. Thumbs
Thumbs
down,
down.
100%.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, bro, like $6,400 is like three
Yeah,
quarters of an HVAC unit.
yeah. It's a Grand Seiko.
Yeah, and I live in Virginia. But HVAC muy importante. But
Yeah.
yeah. So so do you want to discuss at all um the timepiece gentleman crap, or are you not interested?
No, we can talk about it. Because I think it's it's one of those funny things that you know. I don't know, like
Enlighten me. Because I mean, because for our two viewers right now, which we appreciate you tuning in,
yeah,
I would say that Alex's overall watch and horology knowledge is much deeper than mine. I'm studying, I'm reading up, but you do have a much more nuanced take on this whole thing. Like if Roberto Clemente was a 5-tool baseball player, you're like a 5-tool watch enthusiast, right? And so I'm really interested to know your take on this.
but it's like I don't know. We have been and it's been years that everyone always tells you um, if it's too good of a deal, it's too good of a deal. Don't take it, right?
Yeah,
And then DC Vintage Watches has been for like the last 10 years telling everyone, buy the seller. You buying a watch, but buy the seller, and then I don't know how many more people are there telling everyone to watch out for people like this. It's I think what happens in this hobby, like with any hobby, right? Everyone wants to be part of the next big thing, the next big group, the next big idea of what AWWC is, right? AWWC
yeah,
came out of nowhere, boom, it was on everyone's feed and everyone wants to be a part of it. So everyone wants to be able to say, I'm the next Alex Hundos, or I'm the next Cody, or I'm the next, Seven that created AWWC, or the next, I don't know what, insert here group for this hobby. And, when it comes to watches, anyone that offers the opportunity to be part of a group that's going to be very exclusive when it comes to selling Rolex and APs, that's all you have to say, and everyone wants to be a part of it. And it's silly. Like if you have the money to invest and stuff like that, just buy the watch. Like,
yeah,
you don't have to go and be part of this, ridiculous. The guy that created the group is a felon, and it's not to say the felons can't, like you can't go to jail and come back stronger. It's
yeah,
not to say that, but come on, man, like, come on,
yeah.
And he did it
It's
smart.
yeah,
He put his office in the middle of Dallas, right next to the damn Rolex building. So of course he did it smart. But come on.
Yeah. I think it's yeah. For those of you that might have heard my dog just bark in the background, I guess someone's
Well, I
walking
didn't
by
hear
cool. Because someone just walked by that he doesn't like. But there he goes again. But long story short, it's kind of funny, man, because I'm sure you've seen it in the Army, like we did in the Navy too. There's a lot of people that like try to cover up a lack of, not saying a lack of knowledge, but a lack of legitimacy by showing a lot, right?
Yeah.
So look at me doing this, look at me doing that, look at me doing this, look at me doing that. But then when push comes to shove and you actually have to apply some knowledge or do something, they fall through, right?
Yeah.
And I've always had a natural instinct to pull away, right? Like I don't like show, I don't like flash. You know, like I may have some cool watches, but I don't have like upper echelon timepieces, like financial, you know, monetary amounts or you know, I would say, you know, high horology. I don't think I do. But I got the stuff I like and I like the stuff I got. If you ever meet me, like I basically wear a uniform all the time, bro. Like I don't got time to think about it. No, I'm dead serious. Like at work, I wear black slacks, gray slacks, black shirt, blue shirt, maybe a gray shirt. If I wear a tan shirt or something, like people are like, "Oh man, you wore a tan shirt today." I'm like, "Why don't you guys go post it on the freaking newsletter or something?" You know what I mean? Like, because I ain't got time. I got a lot of crap going on. I ain't got time to think about it, right? And then like even like in like going out in town, like gray V-neck, black V-neck, shorts.
Yeah.
I ain't got time to think about it, right? And my timepieces, most people won't even know about them other than like us. Like if we were hanging out, you would be like, "Oh yeah, you know, you would notice."
Mm-hmm.
But most other people don't even notice. And I've always been more of a substance over style guy. I've always been much more of the flash concerns me, right? And it's like oh man, like young people that'll ask me, like my son or whatever, I'll tell them like, "Bro, YouTube is just the finished product, right? Be careful of the people that don't show you the work that it takes to go into something."
Yeah.
And they only show you the finished product. Like the guy never showed you the work. He never showed you what was going on. He never showed you like the actual, you know, we're paying out these guys, we're doing this, we're doing that, right? It was always like, look at my apartment, look at my cars, look at the people I'm selling watches to, look at this, look at that, right?
Yeah.
There was magically never any video of anyone being robbed, right? No, I'm serious, bro. Like we live in a freaking society where there's like a camera every 5 minutes, right? And your camera's on you you have your own camera on you all the time.
Yeah.
Look at me. And you magically don't have a camera on when you're getting jacked.
Yeah.
You know, kind of thing. And there's whole YouTube channels of people getting the watches taken off their wrists, like in a pho restaurant, right? And there's just some dude. There's that one video of the guy who got robbed at the eatery outside, and then the guy brought the watch back because he realized it was fake. You ever see that video?
Yeah.
So I just, you know, I've never consigned anything. I think consigning a pair of jeans is different than consigning a $50,000 watch.
Yeah.
I know they have consignment shops where like you have old clothes and, you know, you just take them in there, drop them off, they itemize it, and if they sell it, you get a little bit of money, right?
Yeah.
I get it. That's, you know, I mean, I guess you could do some illegal stuff doing that, but I don't think anyone's trying to go to jail or prison, you know, because there's a difference between jail and prison. I don't think anyone's trying to go to prison for like 20 years off that stuff. But and I know there's legalities and all that stuff, like with how you can sign you legally.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's just I would say, like, if you're a newer watch enthusiast, especially if you're in the military, man, like trust your gut. Like if it sounds too good to be true, if it feels too good to be true, if the person, like, I don't know, man, like it's it probably is too good to be true, and don't do it. And I feel bad for the people that like entrusted this guy with money and stuff. And
like,
you know,
okay, he's asking you for $2,000 to create this store that is gonna allow you to buy stuff at Rolexes at less prices. Like, why does he have to do that? Why? The market was it was high for Rolex.
Yeah.
Why would he have to do that? He doesn't have to. He only has to do it to steal your damn money.
Yeah.
like I don't know. I think you know, like sometimes we do it to ourselves, man. Like we're the ones clicking on the clickbait that says we spent 15 grand in Salt Bay's restaurant. You know, like it's we all know it's clickbait,
Yeah.
and we're the ones clicking on it. So
You know what's
we're the ones
funny?
making them famous.
Yeah, you're the second person to mention that Salt Bay thing, right? Because I think it was maybe it was Paul Thorpe or it was who was it? Someone was talking about it. And I watched a little snippet of their video and they were like, yeah, Salt Bay video. And I don't know why I thought it was a restaurant called Salt Bay, like a bay by the ocean.
Yeah.
Only when you said Salt Bay did I realize, no, it's the dude who does
It's the dude.
salt.
Yeah, the dude that does the salt. Yeah.
I was like, oh wait, no, it's a guy. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
And the thing is, you know, like I said, man, we just do it to ourselves. Like it's clickbait. We all know it's clickbait, and you know, we still click on it. We make the guy famous, and then we give him $2,000 to run away with our money. You know, it's sometimes we do it to ourselves, and you know, it's irritating because at the end of the day, I feel bad for the people that lost the money, but dude, man, just buy the damn watch. Forget about the people trying to friggin' tell you that they have this great idea that they're gonna sell you Rolexes as extremely wholesale prices,
Yeah.
or APs or whatever the hell it is.
Well, I think that's a good point to bring up too. Is like, you know, for anyone that's watching or anyone that's new, you know, we talk about Watch Fam all the time, but really, like, there's guys like you, Alex, out there that have a ton of knowledge. And I'll shout out Sam over at the Casual Watch Review channel. Sam, he does a live stream every week, 2 a week, and they recently haven't had a chance to watch it yet. But I saw who was on the panel, so I know it's like, you know, Seiko Todd, it's Patrick from Pocket Watch Time, it's Pete McConville from now Pete McConville channel, and then Sam, and then I didn't see if there's anyone else on, but like sometimes they have the guys from Scottish Watches on. These are guys that have dealt with like lots of I wouldn't say necessarily higher end price watches, but like pretty high horology pieces, and they have experience, right? And if you have people like that you can talk to, that you can shoot a message to and ask a question, because a lot of times I guarantee you, like if I was like, hey Sam, blah 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 blah, Sam would be like, bro, run away from that. Don't do it. And then like I know if I did you could like shoot me to like Beal Watches or something like that. Guys that are pretty transparent about stuff, guys that are willing to work with you. You know what I mean? Like it's just the best ones that move are the ones that don't talk about their movements. You know what I mean? And so I didn't want to give too much time to this dude because I don't know him personally, and you know, like if drug addiction, all that stuff's always a bad thing. So you know, and I'm never going to act like I can't. You know, I don't want to throw stones in a glass house, bro. On top of that, you know what I mean? But like,
no, for sure. You know, but like if you're watching and you know you want to be you want to consign watches, you want to do anything, or you have questions, like there is groups like the AWWC group that you go in there and you say, hey, this is what I'm looking at. Does it look like a good deal? Does this person is good? Does anyone have experience? And thousands of people are going to drop by and tell you either they had experience or no, or the deal looks right or it doesn't look right, and they're going to give you recommendations on who to go to actually get a good deal or get whatever you're looking for, right? So, you know, there is resources out there, and dude, I mean, we all know Alex loves to do research at 3 a.m. and wake up at 5 to go work. So, you know, he'll help you out for sure because he drops in everyone's comments to tell him stuff. So,
I just recommend people.
There's a lot of other people out there.
Yeah, reach out, ask questions. I'm not big on Facebook, but I heard there's all kinds of cool groups on Facebook.
Yeah.
So yeah, just reach out, and like I said, if it sounds too good to be true, right, Alex? It usually is.
Yeah, it usually is.
You know, unfortunately. So, well, I mean, that's a show for this week. You got any parting shots, Alex, from Parts Unknown?
No. So, sorry I couldn't record a podcast this week, but next week we'll come back. Next week actually is going to be cool. Next week actually have a Submariner from a different country. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. So it'll be a pretty good talk. And then also I'll be able to show next Saturday my new watch alert and all the 16 shirts that I have, all them together at the same time. Which, by the way, just make sure you guys go support AWWC. They got some cool stuff. They got those pouches came and left real quick, but they still have a lot of cool stuff. So go take it a look, give it a look, and support AWWC. They do a lot of good work, charity, supporting LEOs, military members, veterans, first responders. So a lot of good programs, and unlike the timepiece guy, they walk the walk and talk the talk.
Yeah.
So
WC over at antiwatchclub.org. Check them out.
Yeah.
And doing great stuff for great people. And again, closing shout out to Chris over at Wilson Watchworks, who made my left-hand drive Arctic GSAR.
Yep, pretty badass piece.
Check him out. Well, we hope everybody has a good time, and
enjoy your weekend.